Wow! Incredible!
I suppose we can let this this music play out for another minute and a half. Probably the first time you guys have ever heard. Well, maybe not the first time, but that's a 7/8 time signature, or maybe it's like a 13/4 time signature. Who really knows? It's very odd. But anyways, welcome in everybody. Let me say hi to everybody that's here. Gigantic Pingu was technically first, obviously did not redeem first because he did chat before the stream actually started. And did, of course, sponsor Byleth. And if there's one thing I know about Gigantic Pingu, it is that he is, in fact, a Bleth head, I believe, is what they say. But welcome to Pingu and Jaguar and Rowan, who was first and also subscribed for 4 months. So thank you so much to developer Rowan for the support. I appreciate you very much. Thermal Pollution, welcome in. For those of you who feel like you're gonna keep track at home, Thermal Pollution did sponsor Steve, which pretty much guarantees that Steve is out in the first round. So maybe steer clear of Steve tonight, or don't. You know, that's your prerogative. Welcome into Soul XOXO. Prince Anime, welcome in. We got Dandelion Ghost. We got Behind the 8 Ball. We got Gina Leah is back. Welcome in, Gina Leah. Where's Rusty's retirement? Where's Rusty's retirement? Everybody's asking for Rusty's retirement, and yet he's not here. I may bring him back. I would like to maybe integrate him in a different way into the stream. I feel like it's a little bit awkward the way that I did it last week. But of course, Rusty appreciates the support. This is the closest we've had to nearly having. Well, I can't even read today. That bodes well for the rest of the stream. This is the closest we've been to nearly every character having a sponsor. That's true for at least this season. We have not had. I don't even know if we've had 16 people sponsor from the beginning. We got to get back on our grind here. But yes, at least. You know, most people have a sponsor. What we're looking at, 5, 6? Nope, there's way more than 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 without a sponsor. 9 with a sponsor. Okay. Oh shucks, I'll sponsor the worst guy. Who's the worst guy? User Fifu 13 Little Mac. Oh man, that's a great sponsor though. You never know. We've seen weirder things happen. Little Mac could make it to the end of the tournament. Of course, Incineroar being our defending champion from last week. We actually have a number of returning fighters this week. We got Greninja and Incineroar back. So that's kind of interesting. We actually have a lot of Pokemon tonight. We've got also Pokemon Trainer up there at CPU number 3 and also Pikachu at CPU number 8. And I'm sure if Tarufai was here, Tarufai would be all over that number 8 sponsor. Or so I'd like to think. Big Pikachu head that they are. You know what? Inkling's also missing a sponsor tonight. Ryu, okay, there we go. Sponsor 10 going for the lost streaks. And now that's impressive. Yeah, unfortunately, no Taru command. I don't think I could do a Taru command or a Phi command on my stream because I've heard that noise way too many times from watching The Handmaid's Tale from this last week. So no Taru, no Phi. No, none of those commands for us tonight here. But anyways, welcome in everybody. Tonight's going to be another classic match, classic scoring match. Next week, we're going to do something a little different, something that we have not done on the stream before. So you guys might want to come back for next week. Maybe mark that on your calendars, especially if you don't tend to do very well in these tournaments. I think you may have a particularly a slight advantage, I guess I'll say, for next week. So you never know. Gina Leah says they almost sponsored Splat Kid. Well, I mean, Splat Kid has made it pretty far before, but they do have a tough matchup against Ness and his PK Fire Spam. Dota minigame style betting. Well, maybe. Except for, I don't know if I can implement that just yet. That's not coming next week. A little different, a little wacky, perhaps a little bit nutty. All these things could be true. Could happen. But we'll give you guys about another minute. Obviously, I think everybody here is familiar with the rules. I suppose I'll explain them real quick for the sake of the VOD, which if I ever get around to uploading the rest of them onto YouTube, which I really ought to do, then people may appreciate that. But we've got classic format, which means we've got 15 matches. Before the stream starts here, you can sponsor a fighter that you think is going to win it all. Every match they win will earn you 3 points, and there's up to 4 matches that they can win. So if they win the whole tournament, you could win 12 points from getting the correct sponsor, which is pretty substantial. And then for each of the 15 matches, for about a minute beforehand, we'll give you guys a little bit of time to make a prediction on the outcome of any given match. Making the prediction will get you 1 point and an entry into the consolation prize raffle at the end of the stream. And getting it correct will earn you an extra point. And that means there's 30 points for predictions, 12 from sponsors, 42 is the magic number that we are aiming for tonight. If you get 42, you are guaranteed to win the prize. We've also got a couple of extra prizes, although I should say the person with the most points at the end of the night will earn our $10 gift card, and whoever wins the consolation prize will go home $5 richer. And then we also have 2 other prizes, which I've sort of renamed, I guess, in theory, to the Precision Prize and the Pity Prize. The Precision Prize is if you get all 15 predictions correct, you will earn an extra $10, and if you go 0 for 15 on predictions, you get a Pity Prize of an extra $10 as well. So, you know, whether you do really well or really poorly, you could earn some money tonight. And I'm looking forward to it. I think this one has at least a pretty interesting roster overall. I mean, we saw Byleth was one of the more successful fighters in Season 1. The successful Season 1 fighters have not necessarily carried over to Season 2, so not 100% sure if Byleth will see as much success as we're expecting. And, of course, we got fan favorites in Steve. Of course, you know, it looks like most people have sort of spread out their sponsorships tonight, but typically speaking, Steve's pretty popular. We may see the predictions reflect that. We got a lot of Pokemon, as I alluded to, and we've still got a couple of no support fellas like Dark Pit, Terry, Marth. I'm surprised Hyperactive BS isn't here as a Marth and Crom fan, and Byleth. I know if Hyperactive BS were here, he'd be asking right now, which one is Marth? And he'd be right to ask that question. But I'll give you guys a couple extra seconds, but it looks like we've probably got the majority of people that want to play along. And then we will get underway and get some money out to you guys. All right. All right. Yeah, Dega, you have not sponsored Pikachu, just so you know. I know, sorry, Dega is I'm messaging Dega just to make sure that he's in, because Dega is always here, always wants to sponsor these underdogs, but I do not believe that Dega has sponsored Pikachu in this one, because based on what I'm looking at, it kind of looks like Prince Anime is the one that's supporting Pikachu, so... Alright, well, Dega is banned from my stream, so unfortunately, Dega cannot make a sponsor, and that's okay. I'll wait a little bit. I gotta get Dega in on this, because, you know, it's mostly for pity, because where does Pikachu ever go in these tournaments? Definitely never to the finals, but as a loyal Pikachu supporter, I feel like Dega deserves an opportunity to get that sponsor in. How did Degaboo get banned? He's not actually banned. I'm just joking. He just said it's not working. I don't know what that actually means in the context of anything. It's not working when he hasn't sent any messages in the chat. Typing is... Dega, are you on mobile? Because that happens on mobile. You have to actually restart the Twitch app on mobile if you're on mobile and not on desktop. That's a bug with Twitch as of the... Oh, on PC? Dang. I'm not sure then. I'm not sure. That happens to me all the time on mobile. Actually, I can't even get in on... Yeah, you have to delete System 32. On PC, or sorry, on mobile, I'll actually join a stream and I cannot chat on mobile until I actually restart the Twitch app and rejoin. I'll play for Dega, says User Fifu. Sponsor a... Oh, wow, that's so nice. User Fifu is gonna do it. User Fifu is gonna play for Dega. That's beautiful. All right, well, hopefully Dega can get it sorted. Ooh, Banjo N64 fan Twitter, welcome in, and just in time. We were sort of delaying the inevitable here, but happy to have you here, and you've already got the hang of it. So good to see. Good to see. Degaboo is here. Okay, there you go. So User Fifu, if you want to switch your sponsor back to Ryu, feel free to do so. We got Degaboo actually in here. You had to highlight the message to get it in. That's my grift. Is that nobody's allowed to type messages. You have to actually pay channel points to do any kind of command. All right, so hopefully we're all good. So, I mean, I think we're good to go. I'll go over the rules one more time real quick just for the Banjo N64 fan. Essentially, every match that your sponsor wins will earn you 3 points. They can earn up to 12 points in a tournament. And then before each match, we'll give you some time to make a prediction. Making a prediction will earn you 1 point. A correct prediction will get you an extra point. And then every prediction you make also earns you an entry to the consolation prize raffle at the end. Hopefully that makes sense. It'll make more sense as we go. Let me pull up the audio for the game here now that I'm about to be done yapping. And we are going to get started with Prize Smash number 58, believe it or not. Can we set up a Degaboo points donation drive? Yeah, I'll make a prediction and it'll be, you know, choose this option if you're Degaboo, choose this option if you're not Degaboo, and then I'll make it so that the choose it if you're Degaboo wins. Then everybody's points will get funneled to Degaboo, and then he'll be able to participate. How beautiful. All right, well, let's see. Let's close up the sponsorships. I've been yapping way too long, and let's get started with our tournament tonight. Let's go. Okay, so our first matchup, I haven't really talked about it very much, but we got Dark Pit versus Byleth, so that's, of course, an interesting one. I think this is actually the first time that we've seen... Oh, okay, the prediction is showing up. I don't know why the emoji is not for... The salute emoji does not want to show up. I guess that somehow breaks. But anyways, type exclamation point, predict 1 if you think that Dark Pit's going to win, exclamation point, predict space 2. If you think that Byleth is going to win, you can also use the shorthand, exclamation point P if you prefer. Get those predictions in. Like I said, making a prediction will get you 1 point and entry in the consolation prize raffle, and getting it correct will earn you an extra point. So 2 points on the line for everybody, and if anybody's sponsors were in this one, like Gigantic Pingu did sponsor Byleth, but he's not here to predict for Byleth, his chip would show up under predict number 2 with a gold border, assuming that he would want to support Byleth in this particular matchup, which I imagine you would, because otherwise why would you sponsor Byleth in the first round? Gigantic P2. It's just so funny to see Degaboo have to use all these redeems. I'll refund your points at the at the end, Degaboo. You might have to remind me, but I'll refund them all. Let me make sure. I guess if you were banned, you wouldn't be able to. You wouldn't be able to chat. Let's see. Yeah, Degaboo is not currently banned from this channel, so we're good there. Get those predictions in. 28K, I could yap all day, says Degaboo. Well, like I said to developer Rowan a couple weeks ago, I actually am anticipating adding a number of different channel commands, including, I don't know, I guess I talked about this at the very beginning of Season 2, but I haven't talked about it since, but we will have some redeems where you can actually modify your round score based on, you know, how many points you're willing to spend, and you know, potentially it would be like a double or nothing on a particular round if you spend some channel points with, you know, like a limit of 1 per stream per person or whatever, so that it stays a little bit even, but we'll explore that a little bit more as Season 2 goes on. Looks like probably most everybody's in. I mean, looks like we're probably close. We got 10 people in. I'll give you guys a little bit of extra time in case anybody wants to make their predictions that have not yet done it. Redeem where it will show what the Smash Tourney bot thinks will win in a prediction. I could do that. I could do that. That one would be pretty easy. All right. Well, we got 11 votes in with Banjo Fan making an appearance here. We will close up the predictions for match number 1, and let's get started. Let's see what goes on here. For those of you who don't remember or need a refresher, it is Pokeballs, Master Balls, and Assist Trophies Final Smash Meter. And we're on the balloon fight stage, so this is always interesting because this stage has a wrap effect, as you just saw. Both fighters kind of wrap around there. And of course, there's also a little water monster that will tend to gobble people up, making for a very interesting matchup here. Alright, Dark Pit's gonna miss the Electroshock attack, and that's okay. Both these fighters actually playing dangerously on the edge of the map. Now, remember, the blast zone is shown as the outer box in the top right. You don't want to get, you know, hit past that box, or else it will result in a KO. Neither fighter having to worry about that just yet. There's a Pokeball at the top of the screen, should either fighter want to go for it. It's looking like maybe Dark Pit's thinking about it. He is going to grab it in time, and he's going to throw it down. It's Dedenne, and he's also got the assist trophy, which he's also able to put down. And this one is Alucard. So both Dedenne and Alucard. Alucard's a great assist trophy to get, but right now not really mattering for Dark Pit. Okay, there we go. Violet's going to take some big damage there, and Alucard could potentially push Violet out of the screen. Got to be very careful with positioning here. And the spike off the platform is actually going to result in Violet's first stock going down, as we're going to stage morph. And where are we stage morphing to? Oh, they have zero stage. Mute City, as we've got Shovel Knight in play for Dark Pit. So Violet taking a lot of damage here, has Final Smash available, is going to use it, is going to land it. I do not think Dark Pit's going to get his Final Smash in time for this to cancel it out. It will! Actually, it was enough damage to give Dark Pit the Final Smash and take it away. So great play from Violet there. Has a lot of opportunity to bring this one back in its favor before Dark Pit can get his Final Smash back. There's an assist trophy which is gone as soon as I mention it. Violet trying to use the range to his advantage, but Dark Pit's arrows might be a little bit too much. All right, Pokeball and the Electroshock. That might be it for Violet. Can he get back? He's able to grapple the ledge. Oh, but he can't. Can he get back? Violet has to get the Pokeball. He's got it at Suicune. Suicune using its main ability. It misses. But Dark Pit has Final Smash available, but Violet is juggling it. The Electroshock doing some major damage to Violet at 130%. Gonna miss the side smash. And the Final Smash from Dark Pit is gonna finish the job. So, wow. Surprisingly, Violet is gonna go down, which means that there are not many people alive for the Precision Prize tonight. But what an interesting matchup. Definitely not the way that the chat figured that one was going to go. And Dark Pit does not have a sponsor, if I'm not mistaken. So, looking at the list here, it is Gigantic Pingu at the bottom with 0 points, having sponsored Byleth with no wins and no predictions. But Dandelion Ghost behind the 8-ball, Ginalia, and Degaboo, the only 4 to get that one right, but none of them having sponsored Dark Pit. So, very interesting. User Fifu still in it, baby! But we also have, 7 people that are alive for the pity prize. But of course, really, the first match doesn't matter, especially when none of you had those sponsors in play. The next matchup may perhaps be a little bit more fruitful, so let's move on. And this one is potentially another interesting matchup. This time we've got Pokemon Trainer in the form of May from Pokemon Emerald, the pink variety for the pink Pokemon that she possesses. We've got Pink Charizard is going to be the opening play for May, I do believe. So Pink Charizard up against Luigi, an American hero. All right. Do exclamation point P space 3 for Pokemon Trainer. Exclamation point P space 4 for Luigi. Got 10 predictions in, looking for 1 or 2 more probably, and then we'll get underway with match number 2. Of course, this one is a bit interesting. I think Pokemon Trainer was one of the more successful fighters in Season 1. Of course, if anybody wants to look up the stats from Season 1, feel free to do exclamation point website in the chat and head over to the stats page, and it'll show you the overall wins and participation for any given fighter. I'm still working on porting over that data so that it's compatible with Season 2. But who can really be bothered? Hope the Big L loses his hat this round. Wow, that is really aggressive from Soul XOXO. I don't think that would ever happen to Luigi. But it is worth noting we do have a sponsor versus sponsor matchup in this one. Gina Leah backing Pokemon Trainer, and behind the 8-ball backing Luigi. We'll have to see who comes out on top of this one. Looks like we're gonna have everybody that wants to participate for this one. So predictions are closed. Match number 2 is underway. 5 votes apiece. All right, another Star Fox stage. Pink Charizard kind of looks disconcerting to me. Maybe part of the island of pink Pokemon. We got Pink Shell Squirtle. Now, Charizard did not last long and is going to be abused by Luigi quite quickly here. All right. Oh, Luigi's got to be careful. Actually spending most of his time trying to recover than doing damage now. Started out strong. Squirtle also has to be careful. A very lightweight fighter. Both of these fighters, honestly, relatively lightweight. There is, I believe, an assist trophy over on the other side. It looks like Squirtle gonna go for it. It is a thwomp, so Luigi is no stranger to thwomps, but does manage to dodge the first one as Ivysaur is going to make his first appearance in this particular matchup. Luigi's got to be careful. It is not a large stage. That thwomp, not quite enough to take him out, but Charizard's got the Sheriff, and that bullet is going to be enough to take out Luigi. Maybe a bit of poetic justice there. But Sheriff and Charizard up against Luigi here on Luigi's second stock. Every bullet from the Sheriff does a lot, but Sheriff is finally going to go away for now as we are stage morphing back, actually, to Wii Sports Resort. So very interesting. We've got a Pokeball for Charizard. Luigi has not been on top of the items by any means. We've got double Charizard versus Luigi. This is not a position that Luigi wants to be in, although Luigi is about to get Final Smash, so it is worth watching that. Speaking of, there's the Final Smash for Luigi. He's going to use it now. He's going to suck up the real Charizard off screen, and he's going to shoot him away. So now Luigi at 70%. Did bring it down to one stock apiece, but we are stage morphing, and the Ditto Charizard is gonna finish the job off screen. So the items really in Pokemon Trainer's favor for that one. Luigi will go down early, so unfortunately for Behind the 8 Ball, that is the end of Luigi's journey in tonight's tournament. But for Gina Leah, Pokemon Trainer will move on, and that will put Gina Leah into first place with a perfect 2 for 2 on predictions. The only one that it's 2 for 2, mind you. So Gina Leah, the only one alive for the Precision Prize tonight, and we also have 3 people alive for the Pity Prize tonight in Prince Anime developer Rowan and user Fifu. All right, so with that, that's our first sponsor win of the night. Let's head on to match number 3. This one, another relatively interesting one. We've got Steve versus Terry. Predict 5 for Steve, predict 6 for Terry, depending on who you think will win this one. As I said before the stream, and for those of you who do pay attention every single week, Thermal Pollution did sponsor Steve in this one. And typically Thermal Pollution is wrong. And as you can see, Thermal Pollution doesn't even want to back Steve. Doesn't even have any faith in Steve. Gonna throw out his support for Terry right away. Can Steve defy expectations and get Thermal Pollution those points? I guess it's true. It's a great strategy from Thermal here. It's points either way. You're either gonna get the 1 point for the correct prediction on Terry, or the 3 points for the sponsor win over on Steve's side there. Maybe that's a strategy worth adopting for a lot of people in the first round. Like, what are your real true odds of going 15 for 15? Maybe it's worth taking those points in the off chance that your sponsor loses. It is worth pointing out that Steve in the hands of a pro player is ridiculously OP. That is true, and they did have to recode the entire game to support Steve's inclusion in Smash. So I think that he may have a small bias. You never know. Although we don't see very much of Terry, so you never know what could happen in this particular matchup. But we do have 11 votes in, so I'll give you guys a couple extra seconds in case any other stragglers out there want to throw in their support one way or another. Otherwise, we'll get started here in just a second with match number 3. All right, that's silence I'll take as a everybody's comfortable with their current predictions. So we'll close them up and get started. Where are we headed is the question now. Can't believe they added Steve Harvey and that soccer player to Smash Brothers. So true. All right, relatively small stage, all things considered. Could potentially benefit Terry. There won't necessarily be a lot of time for Steve to mine up some resources here, make himself a little bit stronger, but you never know what could happen with Steve. And a nice punch from Terry to start things out here, as we are going to start moving. Crafting table looking like it's seen better days. Steve's gonna get the Pokeball. It's Beware. That's a great Pokeball to get. One punch gonna do about 35% and could potentially knock back. That is a lot of damage. But nope, Terry is able to survive. Hit 77%, but still here the minecart. Oh, he's gonna hit! Actually, it's gonna start carrying him away. Beware is approaching, but no. Beware is going to disappear before any meaningful damage is done. Terry's Go Meter is charged up. He's got Suckapon. Suckapon for Terry. And Terry is gonna take out Steve. Okay, so Steve's got to now deal with most of the duration of Suckapon here. And, okay, the minecart again doing a bit of damage here. Suckapon still hanging around trying to do some damage to Steve. Steve gonna ignite Terry with some flint and steel there. Go Meter still live for Terry, as we are gonna get Dylan the Armadillo as our sheriff friend here. Gonna potentially do some damage. Maybe an attack that Sonic might be jealous of, perhaps, and Steve is starting to do quite a lot of damage as he's starting to mine. Tools up to gold, it looks like, at the moment. Still going. Diamonds! I see diamonds popping up. He's got redstone. What are we doing? He's crafting. He's got diamond tools. Terry, what are we doing? Giving Steve plenty of time to farm up. Oh, but the side swipe from Terry! He says, fuck your timing. I don't care. That's a 2-stock for Terry. Steve goes down early, and to thermal pollution's point, it's always against thermal pollution. So Terry will be moving on to the quarterfinals. Very exciting news for all of you Terry supporters out there, like Banjo N64 fan. Whoa, wow. Okay, you love to see that. Did not predict for Terry, it looks like, unfortunately, but that's okay. I mean, it's a strat, like I was just saying. Maybe go against your gut. You still get the points either way, so that's going to put Banjo into second place overall. Gina Leah still perfect, 3 for 3, and we've still got 3 people alive for the pity prize in Prince Anime developer Rowan and user Fifu. All right, well, on we go. Match number 4. We got one more match over here on the left side of the bracket. Our last match on that side is Marth versus Pikachu. A match that, you know, could have some potential ramifications here. We do have, I believe, maybe 2 Pikachu sponsors, if I'm not mistaken. We've got, I think, Prince Anime and Degaboo both sponsoring Pikachu tonight. Can't really see the gold border on Pikachu there, but yep, both of them with that Pikachu sponsor, looking for Pikachu to bring it home for them. Not very often that you see Pikachu as one of the most sponsored fighters in any given tournament, but that is the case tonight, and we've got nobody sponsoring Marth, I don't believe, tonight, so Pikachu. All right. And it's pretty close, 50-50 at the moment. You know, a number of people hoping for that Pikachu win to give him a chance, a fighting chance at some high prizes tonight. Well, I say high, it's actually normal amount of prizes tonight, but higher odds. You know, we got 11 people playing actively tonight, so your chances of winning the grand prize are pretty good. And so are your chances of winning the consolation prize, as long as you participate throughout the tournament tonight. So drop your prediction, predict 7 for Marth, predict 8 for Pikachu. A lot of pressure on Gina Leah and Prince Anime and developer Rowan and user Fifu. And it is worth noting that user Fifu is betting differently than Prince Anime and developer Rowan on this one. So somebody, or maybe 2 people, are going to lose out on their pity prize tonight, but you never know. All right, that looks like everybody that is going to be participating in this match. So we're going to close up predictions for match number 4, and let's get it underway. Marth versus Pikachu. All right. Nice counter from Marth. Actually prevented a decent amount of damage from Pikachu there. Pikachu, of course, benefiting from not damaging himself with thunder attacks, unlike his pre-evolution counterpart. And Pikachu's going to get the assist trophy. He's got Black Knight, so this is a strong one. 35%, very easy KO potential. That is already 79% on Marth, and Black Knight is approaching once again. One more hit. Oh, no, Pikachu is going to hit him out of the way, but no side smash from Pikachu. Going to get the job done just the same. Pichu is no laughing matter. Well, That might be true, but I'd love to see him win a tournament. Black Knight's gonna take out Marth immediately on the second stock, so we see another 2-stock, and I am sorry to all the Pikachu doubters out there. Pikachu gonna get that win. Wow, I did not even suspect that. Look at that pose. That pose from Pikachu, that is a power pose. Anyone predict Black Knight? I don't think so, but maybe they should have. Pikachu, with that win, is going to put Gina Leah in first still, but loses out on the Precision Prize tonight. User Fifu, the only one potentially still in it for the Pity Prize. So, other than that, that's going to move Dagaboo and Prince Anime into second and fourth place there, but it's still Gina Leah who is in the lead a little bit. So, we'll see how that shapes up. And of course, nobody did have the Nest sponsor, so that is worth noting as well. Okay, on to match number 5. We're gonna have Snake versus Ryu. And I do believe that we at least have one sponsor in this one. I think User Fifu's got the Ryu sponsor. I don't know if we have any Snake sponsors. I honestly did not look. Okay, Soul XOXO with the Snake sponsor. So we do have another sponsor, V-sponsor matchup, unless User Fifu goes against Ryu in this particular case. Which, if User Fifu is going for the Pity Prize, may have to be done. Oh, Dagaboo fixed it. No longer having to spend points to chat. You love to see it. Ryu tosses this one. I mean, it could happen. It could happen. Or I guess that makes sense. Yeah, I mean, I guess you have to vote for Ryu and then hope that Ryu loses to lose all your points on this one. So, okay, that makes sense. But we do, I mean, technically it is a sponsor v sponsor matchup, and maybe with some implications there in terms of prizes that we've never had to give out before. And right now it is Snake looking like he's got a little bit more support than Ryu, but that may not hold for too long. It does look like that prediction from Thermal P gonna come in and mostly even the odds there. And that should be everybody in. We do have 11 people playing tonight, so as soon as I see 11, I'm gonna send us in. We're gonna close up the predictions and check out match number 5, Snake versus Ryu. This one I think will be map dependent. Snake's gonna benefit from a larger map, and Ryu's obviously gonna benefit from a close combat map. I don't know how the curved stage is gonna affect them here. This is one of my favorite video game tracks of all time, Windy Hill Zone from Sonic. Not that anybody cares. But so far, Ryu is doing quite a lot of damage to Snake, but as User Fifu said, maybe Ryu can throw this one away. You never know. There's a Pokeball, it sounds like, bouncing over on the left side of the stage, if either fighter wants to go for it. Okay, nice dodge from Snake there, all things considered, but Snake's having to spend a little bit too much time shielding, but Ryu's gonna kick Snake into the Pokeball, get a bit of a Ditto. Maybe the Ditto can be more effective than Prime Snake, perhaps. Let's find out. Yep, already Ditto Snake is doing a lot more damage to Ryu than regular Snake did. In fact, Snake just damaged himself with that rocket-launched grenade, I do believe, so not really what you want to see. There is another Pokeball up there. It looks like Ditto was going to try to go for it since Snake Prime won't. And Snivy for Ryu, but not great positioning unless Snake is going to jump up into it or get hit into it, which does seem to happen. And a nice play there from Ryu to do quite a lot of damage to Snake, who is going to be able to recover during the stage morph, but another hit from Ryu. It's not letting Snake recover. But does have to be a little bit careful. Ryu's recovery is a bit sketchy. Dr. Kawashima going to make an appearance from Brain Age. If these numbers combine for over 10, they are going to explode. And Ryu is going to take out Snake as soon as Snake gets Final Smash. Not what you want to see if you're a Snake supporter. But there's another Pokeball. We do not stay on that stage for too long, as we're going to head back here as Meloetta makes an appearance. We don't see Meloetta too often. Meloetta, can she damage anybody? Not really looking like it. Ryu is going to manage to avoid all that damage. And Ryu's got Final Smash before Snake does, as an assist trophy. Rathalos for Ryu. This is a great play, a great pull. Snake's going to have to try to hold out and get his Final Smash. Dodge some work here. Ryu used Final Smash but missed. Snake's gonna use Final Smash to try to wait out Rathalos. Can he hit Ryu? Ryu's gonna get knocked out. Rathalos is gonna be gone as well. So Snake maybe played that really well. No, Rathalos actually still hanging around. I thought he was gone. Now he's gone. A Alolan Exeggutor, a lesser impactful Pokemon. But Ryu still has an opportunity to close this one out. Snake holding on by a thread. Bomberman running to the opposite side of the stage. But Snake, you gotta be careful! Snake is gonna get hit. You gotta be careful. Gotta avoid these bombs. Bomberman running around. At the speed of sound, Snake, you gotta jump. Snake's not gonna jump. Snake's gonna get taken. No, wait. Snake got hit twice. Almost saved by Ryu. But no, almost to sudden death. Not quite. We haven't had sudden death in quite a while. Ryu is going to get that win, destroy User Fifu's dreams of the pity prize, but keep User Fifu's dreams of winning the whole thing alive. Now putting User Fifu up there at 5th place with 9 points. Gina Leah goes up to 4 of 5 predictions. Not looking like a great strong suit for many of you tonight, but that's okay. There is a lot of tournament left to be played. 10 more matches to be accurate as we head on to matchup number 6. Great news for Fifu. Unfortunately for Soul XOXO, Snake goes down a little bit early tonight. Inkling versus Ness is our matchup number 6. Predict 11 for Inkling. Predict 12 for Ness. This one, I think I could see an upset happening in this one. To me, the upset is an Inkling win. But I feel like Ness should have this one pretty handily. We see Ness perform exceptionally well. The only limitation for CPUs playing Ness is that their recovery is very precarious, because if they get trapped inside, you know, like a vertical pit, it's very, very hard for Ness to recover. And as we know, these CPUs love to play in really tight spaces and play off the edge. So it doesn't necessarily bode well for Ness unless we're on a stage where recovery isn't necessarily a huge factor. So we could see this go either way, depending on stage. Of course, Dandelion Ghost does have the Ness sponsor in this one. And no Inkling sponsors tonight, I don't believe. So Dandelion Ghost, the one with the most riding on this one. It's been a minute since Dandelion Ghost has held her own at the top of the leaderboard. Maybe that will change today for them. Get those predictions in. We got 9 votes in, looking for maybe 2 more. In case you have not yet made your prediction, make sure to do so now. Looks like thermal pollution. There we go. Thermal pollution's in. And actually, that is everybody. We got Banjo Fan in. All right. It's, you know what's funny is, you know, I played kind of, I will not lie, this was not my favorite SimCity track before stream. I've been on this, you know, SimCity music kick for the last couple weeks, but this one wasn't great. I almost played Banjo, literally on my other monitor, I've got Banjo Kazooie Grunty's Revenge from the Game Boy Advance up. I was listening to some of the soundtrack, but I felt like the quality of the sound was maybe a little bit too bad to actually play for this particular stream, but then again, who really cares? And maybe I'll do it next week. You never know. All right, everybody's got their votes in. And we're going to close up these predictions and get started with match number 6. All right, Picto Chat, small stage, and, you know, potentially a stage where recovery doesn't matter too much, so we could see... Oh, almost sponsored us. Thermal Pollution tells us this after the match begins. Very interesting. Dandelion Ghost may be going to rue the fact that you didn't maybe say something a little bit sooner, but we'll see if that's true. These drawings are a little bit icky. I don't like them. I guess they're noses with legs? I'm not sure. Pokeball's going to fall down. Ness is going to grab it. He's got Oshawott. This is potentially a great stage for Oshawott, who is going to go in the complete wrong direction. Okay. And Ness is getting inked up a little bit here. Inkling definitely holding her own in this particular matchup. Those are... Come on, bro. Those are... you know. Oh, Ness might not be able to recover here. We're gonna find out. No, he can't. Can Inkling recover? Yes. So Inkling plays to her strengths and Ness's weaknesses by trying to prevent the recovery, which did work out as Keldeo is gonna come out for Ness. So this is gonna be a return KO very quick, and that is not great news for Inkling because Keldeo is gonna stick around for quite a few more sword slashes here. Using his horn to deal some massive damage. Actually, Inkling doing a pretty good job of dodged a number of these attacks. Keldeo's gone, and we do have Skull Kid coming out for Ness at the moment, gonna make them invisible at the moment, so we can't see them, but Inkling does have Final Smash available. Ness about to get his Final Smash. Inkling's gonna use it first. Can Ness, oh yeah, Ness is gonna be able to dodge the Final Smash almost entirely. Ness has Final Smash now, he's gonna use it. Can Inkling position themselves away? No, they cannot. So Ness manages to pull that one out, even though it looked maybe a bit rough for him on the Picto Chat stage, but the follow-up stage more did him a lot of favors in that one. So Ness Blue is going to be moving on to the quarterfinals to take on Ryu. So a bit of an interesting matchup there. Dandelion Ghost is going to jump up to second place. We have a four-way tie for second place as it currently stands. Gina Leah 1 point ahead, but Prince Anime, Dandelion Ghost, Banjo Fan, and Dagaboo all currently tied for second place. So very interesting and definitely worth watching. That means that your guys' predictions are going to matter a lot tonight. Predictions could make or break the leaderboard overall and determine who is going to get the prizes tonight. All right, we got 2 matches left in our round of 16, starting with Little Mac versus Greninja. So Greninja, of course, very strong performance from Greninja last week. Can Greninja replicate the run? Can Greninja make it to the finals after falling just short in the semifinals last week? But right now, Little Mac has no support at the moment. Not too surprising. Those of you familiar with Smash are going to know that Little Mac's recovery is very bad. And his side B move does not even allow him to recover after using it, so he can potentially self-destruct in a number of cases. And in fact, we have exactly zero people believing in Little Mac tonight in his little pink sweatshirt, pink hoodie. And that's okay, because most of you are probably correct. Actually, all of you are probably correct. We got 9 votes in. Are 2 people gonna feel a little bit bold and throw their money on Little Mac? Or do they expect Little Mac to throw this one away like he does most matches? Little Bro is not winning. No chance. Not against Greninja. No way. No how. All right. Well, make sure to drop those predictions in. We got, okay, 1 more for Greninja. Will we have a clean sweep here? I don't know who's left. But if you have not yet made your prediction, make sure to do so now. Looks like Dandelion Ghost maybe has yet to drop their prediction. So if you're here, make sure to do that so that your vote will count, especially since you're tied for second place. There you go. All right, that's a clean sweep. We got 11 votes. Greninja, zero. Literally no votes for Little Mac. And the last time that this happened, I believe it was Toon Link versus somebody, and Toon Link did win. Toon Link did win last time that there was a unanimous vote against a fighter. Let's see if Little Mac is going to win with this chip on his shoulder. Predictions are closed, and now a relatively consequential match. You know, Jaguar could earn some points here, but Little Mac looking to plow his way through the tournament, and he's on his home turf, baby! All right, Little Mac says, okay, I'll take the support of the game if I'm not going to get the support of the audience. Rex, what is this? All right, Little Mac spending a lot of time dodging, but so is Greninja. A nice punch from Little Mac. That was actually quite a lot of damage. Little Mac, oh man, he loves this stage. Bruiser from the Bronx versus the Master of Stealth, as it says on the back. Couldn't have put it better myself. Greninja's starting to do a little bit of damage, but Little Mac has the punching power that Greninja maybe doesn't. Look at this, Toadstool jumping constantly on Little Mac, doing quite a lot of damage there. Little Mac maybe needs to get back in the ring. He's going to put Greninja back in the ring. Will he himself get back in the ring? No. Going for the counter play, but it's not going to land. Greninja at 70%. There is an item that fell over on the stage, and that punch, the uppercut from Little Mac, puts Greninja at above 100%. Little Mac working towards his KO meter. A Bamboo Snow comes out for Little Mac as well, so it's going to be Pokemon versus Pokemon in this particular instance, if Obama Snow is ever going to join the fight. And there's the KO meter. Will we see a knockout punch from Little Mac? He's thinking about it. Greninja maybe gonna bring this one back. There's the punch, but it's not even a KO punch. It's gonna take out Greninja as there's an assist trophy in the ring, and Greninja's gonna finally do a little bit of damage before we stage morph away. Where are we headed? Little Mac's gotta be careful. He can't recover, and neither can Greninja. The stage morph is gonna get them both before Pilot Wings can do their damage. So Little Mac has the major upset on that one. Won the match essentially in the first stage. Everybody only gets 1 point in that particular matchup. So Little Mac will move on. Maybe you guys won't disrespect Little Mac quite as much in the future. Or maybe you will, honestly. Jaguar, of course, the Greninja sponsor. Greninja couldn't be expected to do it twice in a row. And also, can I just point out, almost always we see Jaguar and Soul XOXO leading the way for everybody in terms of points. And in fact, they both have won a number of tournaments. Tonight, not quite that great of a showing at the moment. Things could absolutely turn around, though. Little Mac turned into Big Mac tonight. That is a great way to put it. All right, well, on we go. We got one more match in our round of 16, including another veteran of last stream's performance in Incineroar. Incineroar did win last week. Incineroar looking for back-to-back this week. But Cloud has something to say about that. Developer Rowan did switch to Incineroar from Steve, I think, right? Steve at the beginning. So get those votes in. If Incineroar loses, it's over for me, says Rowan. Well, you never know. I mean, Incineroar could keep you in. Incineroar could take you out. Live or die by the boxing cat, I suppose. I think that's what the saying is. All right, 9 votes in. If you have not yet made your prediction, make sure to get it in. We got 10, and it looks like we're just going to be waiting for Banjo to get their vote in when the stream catches up to them. And then we'll get this show on the road before we head into our second round. Now is the time where if you're not confident, switch it up. Make some ballsy plays. This is your last chance where everybody's on even footing before certain people start to get their second round of sponsor points. All right, User FIFA is going back in time to sponsor or to predict Greninja again. And Banjo's going to come in and sponsor Incineroar. Probably a good choice, but you know, Cloud may have something to say about it. Like I said, we've seen underdogs win a bit tonight. Maybe Cloud can do the same. We got 3 people backing Cloud, 8 people backing Incineroar. And we're going to close up predictions and get started with our last match of this round. Ooh, all right. Yoshi's Island. The athletic theme. If only Gigantic Pingu were alive to hear this, I'm sure he would be brought to tears. All right, so far, pretty even, all things considered. We haven't yet to see the side B. Well, okay, there's the side B move from Incineroar. I was going to say, we haven't seen any side B spam from Incineroar. Typically how he does most of his damage, but now Cloud actually playing this positionally very well, but Incineroar saved by the platform, which makes a brief appearance, maybe only to save Incineroar, and then disappears, as Starfy is out for Cloud, but not really doing too much, and the recovery move actually going to do quite a bit of damage to Cloud as well. Incineroar is the first hit triple-digit damage, and again, saved by the platform. So the platform here to assist, and now Springman is going to finish the job. So Springman for Cloud. The item's really coming in handy for Cloud at the moment. Incineroar's got to figure something out. Okay, Incineroar's going to get hit again by Springman. Springman about to come in for the finishing hit here, and he's actually going to miss entirely. And Incineroar's going to finish off Cloud as we stage morph away to a stage without music. Another WarioWare stage, and there's the side B spam. Rodon is gonna make an appearance. I think that was for Cloud, but I honestly don't know. Incineroar's got Final Smash first, and Cloud also has Final Smash. Who's gonna use it to get us started here? Either people. Cloud's gonna use it, and Cloud! No! Cloud! A huge blunder from Cloud! The Final Smash is gonna send Cloud into the blast zone, and that is it! No! Cloud! Oh, what a horrible play. Incineroar manages to get into the quarterfinals by the skin of his teeth. Oh, horrible, horrible play by Cloud. Oh, you hate to see it, but you also love to see it. Incineroar will move on, looking for his repeat. He broke something, all right. All right, and with that, Gina Leah leads the pack through 8 rounds. This is the halfway point of the tournament before we start to see some more sponsors get points thrown into the mix here. 5 of 8 for Gina Leah, but 5 for 7 for Dandelion Ghost. So I guess Dandelion Ghost missed a prediction somewhere in there. I'm not sure when that happened, and I apologize for not catching that. But in any case, this is where our leaderboard lies through the first half of the tournament. Remember it. Let it fuel your predictions for the next 4 rounds as we head through our quarterfinal round, starting with round 2, match number 9. We've got Dark Pit versus Pokemon Trainer. Ah, you missed the second one. Okay, so I thought I failed you at some point recently. Okay, no worries. Of course, Moonstone Island is definitely more important. But I do have to ask, okay, Dandelion Ghost, I do believe that you told me that you bought the game on the Switch because you didn't like playing it on the computer, and yet here you are playing it on the computer? What the heck is that about? What the heck? But yeah, get those predictions in. Obviously, the computer ended up being superior. I feel like that is the case in a lot of instances, especially with the Nintendo Switch. But predict 1 for Dark Pit, predict 3 for Pokemon Trainer. We got 10 votes in, looking for 1 more to close this out here. It looks like we're waiting for Banjo, and that is completely okay. Still have like 30 seconds anyways. Fishing minigame is way easier on computer. See, I gotta get that one. I gotta get that game. It's been on my wish list for so long. I love fishing minigames in all video games, so I gotta get in on the Moonstone Island grind. But this one is kind of an interesting match. Dark Pit, had a pretty strong showing against Byleth in round number 1, but, Gina Leah, the only one with a sponsor at the moment in this particular matchup. But Banjo's going to back Dark Pit. So this is an interesting one. 3 points. 3 points on the board for Gina Leah only in this particular matchup. And there is 1 point for everybody that just predicted. And potentially an extra one for whichever set of you get this one correct. So we're going to close up the predictions and get started with match number 9. Ooh, Pit is really feeling this one, I think. But, Charizard, definitely a heavier hitter than Dark Pit is. I say that as Dark Pit has done most of the damage so far, but the body slam from Charizard. Oh, wow, okay, I say that Charizard is starting to do some massive damage to Dark Pit. Dark Pit's going to have to figure out a way to get, to get a different Pokemon to switch in, and Squirtle is going to make an appearance a lot faster, but... Oh, Dark Pit's stuck under the stage! He's able to recover, though, because of the length of his recovery. Very lucky play from Dark Pit there. There is a Pokeball in play. Squirtle's got it, so Pokemon using a Pokeball. What's he got? It's Goldeen, so not the Pokemon that you want to see, but Dark Pit! No, he's side B's, and it's underneath the stage, so Dark Pit's gonna go down. We're gonna stage morph away. This stage tends to really mess with the CPU's heads as we're gonna head to a more standard variant of a stage. Yoshi's Woolly World, but in Battlefield form-ish. 0 for Squirtle, so 0 from Mega Man, gonna make his appearance, his first appearance in tonight's match. This is another one of my favorite video game songs of all time. Alright, 0 is gonna do a lot of damage to Dark Pit here. Can Zero finish the job? Yes, he can. That is a 2-stock. 2-stock for Pokemon Trainer, looking like maybe Pokemon Trainer is going to go all the way tonight. Not very much resistance, I think, on the left side of the bracket to get all the way through. But with that, Pokemon Trainer will move on. Dark Pit will go no further. That's great news for Gina Leah, who now makes that gap significantly wider in first place. 4 points ahead of the second place pair of Dandelion Ghost and Degaboo. All right, 6 for 9 for Gina Leah at the moment. All right, on we go to match number 10, where we've got, this one is maybe the most impactful of our second round points-wise, because we do have a number of Pikachu sponsors, so predict 6 if you think Terry's got this, or predict 8 if you think Pikachu's got this one. Degaboo going against Pikachu. does not believe that Pikachu can do it. Finally, Degaboo bailing on his beloved sponsor. Got him through the first round. A very strategic play from Degaboo here. Okay, I spoke too soon. Degaboo decides to change his allegiance anyway, so it doesn't even matter in the end. So predict 6 for Terry, predict 8 for Pikachu. This is an interesting pairing. I don't know that I would have expected Terry to beat Steve and for Pikachu to beat Marth, but they are here and they're fighting each other, and one of them is guaranteed a semifinal position. It's just a matter of who or whom. Whom. And we got 10 votes in, waiting for one more. My apologies. I'm trying to figure out. Okay, we got all of the votes in. We got behind the 8 ball here. All right, we got 11 votes in. No sense in dilly-dallying any further. Let's keep going right along and get you guys the money sooner rather than later. Match number 10. Predictions are closed, and it is underway between Terry and Pikachu. Ooh, Pac-Man World. Pac-Land? I forget which one it is. I think it's Pac-Land. Pac-Land is an interesting stage. It is kind of a fast-moving side-scroller in certain parts, and these CPUs do not tend to do well on moving stages, so really could go either way. Pikachu get close to the blast zone is able to maybe reposition himself into a better spot, but he's taking a lot of damage at the moment, but a good block from Pikachu. Gonna delay a little bit of the inevitable here, it seems. Assist trophy is gonna be left behind unless Terry can go for it. Pikachu trying to knock Terry into the blast zone unsuccessfully. This time, though, Terry is very, very close to going into the blast zone, as you can see represented in the box right above their heads. And a nice combo play from Terry there is going to put Pikachu into the triple digits of damage, and Pikachu trying desperately to get a KO, but can't do it, as we're going to end up stage morphing away more likely than not. But actually not quite yet, so Pikachu's going to have to hold his own and not get knocked out of the moving stage. Okay, we are stage morphing away. Pikachu may be grateful for a change of scenery, and now we're on Pikachu's home turf. Oh, Terry with a very risky move is able to recover. And we got Inkay for Terry. Pikachu's got Final Smash available. May need to use it soon. He is running out of time. It's not looking good for Pikachu. Pikachu's got to be able to recover. He is able to get out, but he needs to use the Final Smash. It's ticking down. Wailord makes an appearance in the back along with Blastoise and Piplup, but Terry's gonna get blasted to hell. But Terry did not lose his Final Smash. Terry's about to get his right back. Pikachu needs to get the items. He's going for the Pokeball. He's got it. We're going back to Pac-Land. Terry has Final Smash available. Electrode is gonna blow up into Terry, and a horrible play from Terry and an amazing grab from Pikachu. You never see Electrode be successful, but the power of the electric Pokemon pair is gonna get the kill, and Pikachu will move on from a very unlikely helper in that particular scenario. What an amazing finish for Pikachu. Pikachu will move on to the semifinals to take on Pokemon Trainer. So it's gonna be a little bit of a anime matchup in that particular instance. Pikachu moves on. Terry goes no further. So unfortunately for Banjo fan, your sponsor will go no further, but that does not mean that you can't still win. You're just gonna have to make these predictions count in these last couple matches here. But Gina Leah in the lead at the moment. Still 23 points, but Degaboo only 1 point behind at the moment with 22. And honestly, Prince Anime and Dandelion Ghost also hot on their heels. So it is still a battle for first place. Most definitely. It is not a safe spot for Gina Leah at the moment. But we got 5 more matches to go. Lots of points left to be dished out here. As we head on to match number 11, we got Ryu versus Ness. Again, maybe not a matchup that a ton of people expected to see. I think Snake maybe has been a more successful fighter overall than Ryu, but Ryu obviously showed a bit of dominance in round number 1. Now we're looking at Ryu versus Ness for round number 2. All right. And so far, Soul, the only one backing Ryu. User Fifu probably, I would imagine, is going to try to back Ryu, unless he's going to go contrarian for the entire night. There we go. User Fifu throwing his support behind Ryu. Dandelion Ghost throwing their support behind Ness. So we got a sponsor matchup on our hands here. This is gonna affect the top leaderboard spot, I do believe. Somebody's gonna challenge Gina Leah. Who will it be? Will it be user Fifu? Will it be Dandelion Ghost? That is the question. All right, 10 votes in. If you're not already in, I think we're waiting on Banjo, and that is again okay. Yeah, obviously, like I'm just speeding through it tonight more than not because we've got the same number of people every time. And just a reminder that if you guys do want to be eligible for the consolation prize at the end, you do have to be here at the end. So it might be worth sticking around, even though you may not be able to win the grand prize anymore. You could still win $5. You never know. All right. All right, I'll give you a couple more seconds, Banjo. Hopefully, you're still feeling it. If not, that's totally okay, and we will move on. But I want to give you an opportunity to get your prediction in. There we go. Okay, still in. Love to see it. That's 11 votes. We are going to close up the predictions for match number 11 and get started. Let's see who's got it. Who is going to guarantee themselves a slot in the... Oh, I'm sorry, behind the 8 ball. A little bit too late to switch your vote there, but your vote will still count for Ness in the end. So let's see if that is a good thing or a bad thing that you didn't get it in time. All right, we've seen a lot of Pokemon stages tonight. Ryu's got to be careful here. Definitely, but this is what I was talking about. These very narrow gaps are not where people like Ness want to play because he can't recover when he goes in. Okay, he is very, very lucky that his jump is so floaty because he was in danger of not being able to recover there in that narrow passage. There's a Pokeball up top, which Ness really can't manage to get to. He's trying. He finally grabs the Pokeball, and it is just Fletchling. So not a great showing for him. Can Ness recover again? He can, but just barely. He's playing very risky, and you really, really don't want to do that as Ness, and he's falling down. Ryu is taking a lot of damage, though, 63%, but he can easily get back into this thing with just a couple punches. Charmander's going to do a bit of damage, but there's the Sheriff for Ness. So this is going to be a very powerful assist trophy ally for Ness. Gonna do some massive damage to Ryu. Ryu's got to be careful, but Ryu actually dodging this pretty well, all things considered. Sheriff now starting to fire off these last shots, and Ryu did manage to dodge the worst of it. Okay, looks like Ness isn't even gonna need to use recovery just yet. Dedenne, this could potentially edge guard pretty well. Using the recovery offensively. Ness with an incredible play. He's doing it again. The up B spam from Ness constantly. The PK Thunder. And it paid off. Can Ryu recover here? Yes, he can, but can Ness recover? Yes, he can. Playing very positionally very well right now for Ness. We are stage morphing away, but can Ness recover? No, he cannot. Both fighters go down. Ryu is about to have final smash available as well. Ryu's got it, and he's going to use it right away. This may not get the KO. The Hadouken not quite enough. Only 25 damage to Ness, so Ness working on getting his final smash, which he's very close to. Another assist trophy in play. Ryu might get it, and he does get it, but PK Starstorm coming out for Ness, and he repositions Ryu right out of the game. And that, my friends, is a masterclass in how to not use your final smash and how to use your final smash, as Ness is going to get the win in that particular matchup. So with Ness's win, where does that leave our leaderboard? Gina Leah in first place, and Dandelion Ghost and Degaboo 1 point behind Gina Leah for second place, and that is going to be settled in the semifinal round. So that's pretty exciting. Prince Anime is only a couple points behind Degaboo, but is going to need to catch up to Degaboo to have any chance of potentially getting into a tiebreaker or winning. Just has to catch Degaboo in some way, shape, or form here. But right now, Degaboo, Dandelion Ghost, and Gina Leah all on a hot streak for voting. All right, let's head on. We got one more quarterfinal match before we move on to the big stakes. In this one, though, we've got Little Mac, and will Little Mac end up being completely supporterless in this? Oh no, Gina Leah, I'm so sorry for your internet connection. All right, Little Mac still no supporters at the moment in this quarterfinal matchup. Will it change? Is anybody feeling generous? User Fifu says, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna throw my support to Little Mac. You know, originally had Little Mac, then switched to Ryu, then switched to Pikachu, switched back to Ryu, and now is back on Little Mac. The only person to support Little Mac in the entire tournament so far is User Fifu, maybe hoping that his forgotten champion is gonna make it all the way at this point. 8 votes in. We got predict 13 for Little Mac, predict 16 for Incineroar. Where are we feeling we're going to see the win in this one? Who is going to take on Ness in the semifinals? Love choosing loser 84% of the time so I can't get the loser streak win. I'm so sorry, User Fifu. Hold on to that energy, though. It might be useful for next week. All right, we got 9 votes in, looking for 2 more out there, maybe behind the 8 ball, and who else are we looking at here? Brain failing me. Who are we missing? We need one more. I'm so sorry to whoever I'm forgetting. Thermal Pollution, I'm so sorry, Thermal. You're gonna win the consolation prize just for me forgetting who was left. All right, well, that's 11 votes in. We're going to close up the predictions for this one. Last quarterfinal match is underway. Boxing human versus boxing cat, or wrestling cat, I guess.
3, 2,
And I'm sure Banjo N64 fan is going to appreciate this stage, as we all love a bit of Grant Kirkhope tunes here. Little Mac with some nice combos on Incineroar here. No side B spam from this Incineroar. Maybe he really used all the side B last week. The body slam. Oh no, Little Mac, can he recover? He might not be able to recover. Oh no, Incineroar hits Little Mac just enough away so that Little Mac cannot recover. That is what most people expected to happen in round number 1 with Little Mac. Can Little Mac bring this back? He's got to bring his KO meter all the way back as well if he wants to do a lot of damage to Incineroar, and he is. Right now, he's doing quite a lot of damage to Incineroar. This is exactly what Little Mac needs. There's a Master Ball up top. Little Mac thinking about it. Will he go for it? No, Incineroar might get it instead. It is Suicune. Suicune, oh, the Ice Beam. The Ice Beam is going to land. That's horrible news for Little Mac. Little Mac's got to make something happen here. There's the KO meter, but can he even recover? Oh, is he gonna get saved? He got saved by the stage. He takes a lot of damage, but he doesn't go down quite yet. He loses the KO meter, but he gets Dr. Wily. This might be the assist that he needs. Can Dr. Wily take out Incineroar? The ice is gonna hit Incineroar. The fire, not quite the uppercut from Little Mac. Gonna finish the job, and Little Mac's almost got his final smash. Can Little Mac bring this back? It will be a miracle! The final smash from Little Mac! It is going crazy! And 74%! It's not enough to take out Little Mac! Little Mac's got final smash! Little Mac's got Ditto! Ditto is gonna get not used in this fight, as Incineroar is gonna body slam Little Mac right out of the stage. He almost had it. Almost enough to get the job done, but not quite. Little Mac almost brought it home for a win. Unfortunately, it will be Incineroar moving on. So Incineroar, his back-to-back looking very possible tonight. Only 2 more matches to go for Incineroar to be, I think, our first fighter to claim a back-to-back win, unless Young Link got a back-to-back win. I think, actually, Young Link may have gotten a back-to-back win earlier in the season. So Incineroar, with that win, where does that leave us through the second round of the leaderboard? Gina Leah in the lead, 27 points, holding that 1-point advantage over Dandelion Ghost and Dagobah. Unfortunately, looking like, I don't know, Prince Anime, you're going to have to start going against Dagobah at some point if you're going to want to get in the lead. In case Pikachu goes all the way through, only 3 matches left to close that 2-point gap over Dagobah at the moment, but Dagobah and Dandelion Ghost tied head-to-head, waiting to get in front of Gina Leah as we move into the semifinals. All right, semifinal matchup number 1, where we do have a number of sponsors in this particular matchup, and this is going to probably determine whether or not it's going to be Gina Leah versus potentially somebody for first place overall, or if it's going to be Degaboo and Dandelion Ghost, or Prince Anime. I don't know. I don't even know. There are a lot of possibilities in this matchup. Predict 3 for Pokemon Trainer. Predict 8 for Pikachu. Drop those predictions in the chat. Who do you think will get the win in this matchup? All right, currently 6 votes in. Get those votes in. We got 3 matches left, guys. We're in the home stretch, and then we'll give out some prizes. $10 grand prize and $5 consolation prize. All right. 9 votes in, looking for 2 more. Who we waiting on here? Looks like thermal pollution and behind the 8 ball. So waiting for you, Thermal P. If you want to drop your vote, make sure to do so now, and then we'll get started. There we go. That's 11, and that is going to give Pokemon Trainer the slight edge. Does Pikachu have the Pokemon Animated Series plot armor, or will Pokemon Trainer finish the job, and maybe we'll see a 2-stock heading into our first semifinal match? Predictions are closed. We're going to get started. Oh, Nintendog stage. So, as I say every time, this one is pretty interesting. It is a long stage, but the CPUs tend to disrespect the Blast Zone on this one, as Squirtle's gonna make an appearance for a type unfriendly matchup for him, although that really doesn't have any influence in this game, although it did in earlier iterations of Smash. Alright, Ivysaur now is gonna make an appearance. Again, I mean, really, none of the type matchups really matter, although this doesn't either. So Thwomp gonna miss the first attack. Pikachu taking a bit of damage here. Thwomp gonna miss once again. But the falling block's actually gonna damage Ivysaur a little bit. Pikachu takes a little bit of damage to the Thwomp. Needs to be very careful. Does manage to dodge most of the damage. That's Oshawott. Oshawott is gonna miss on Ivysaur as well. No! No, Oshawott! Oshawott takes out Charizard! An incredible play from Pikachu! Straight out of the Ash playbook, I would say, as we are now on the Super Mario stage. Squirtle able to recover. Squirtle, though, has a lot of ground to make up. Needs to get the KO on Pikachu soon. Any damage that Pikachu can do on this first stock is very important. Pokeball is out. I don't even know. I think it was Chespin and fell off the stage. Squirtle desperately needs to get the kill. Pikachu hanging in there. Lightweight fighter. Looking to get this job done. Ivysaur making an appearance. Pikachu, gotta be careful! Pikachu's gone. Okay, so Ivysaur cleans this one up. It is 1-1. Pikachu's got the final smash. Misses the final smash. Horrible play from Pikachu. Ivysaur at 42% damage. Pikachu trying to bring this home. We're back to Nintendogs. Charizard's gonna make an appearance, try to be the heavy hitter that needs to happen to get Pikachu out of the game. Will we see a triple finish to get Pikachu out of the Blast Zone? He's thinking about it. Charizard aiming. He's gonna land it. That's the triple finish. Pikachu taking damage. It's not enough to get the kill, but we are all even. 70-some% apiece. And Charizard is gonna get it done! Charizard with the tailspin, going to actually manage to take Pikachu out, and a relatively anticlimactic end to that matchup, but that could have been anybody's game. Pokemon Trainer does get the job done, and Gina Leah now one step closer to solidifying her win over everybody else in the tournament tonight. We've got a couple people left to say something about that, though, if I'm not mistaken, because we've got Dandelion Ghost with the Nest sponsor, and we've got Developer Own with the Incineroar sponsor, both with 27 and 26 points. They're coming for that top spot, but can Gina Leah hold on? That is the question. I always end the night sounding like Jesse Pinkman. All right, well, on we go. Yeah, my throat's taking a little bit more damage than normal tonight. Sorry for all the yelling. I'm sure that hurts everybody's ears. I can see my mic peaking. I can only, when I'm talking normally, I can only imagine how bad it is when I'm yelling. Let me turn my mic down a little bit. That must be horrible. I'm so sorry. All right, predict 12 for Nest, predict 16 for Incineroar, Dandelion Ghost, and Developer Rowan, the only one, or, is that true? Dandelion Ghost and Developer Rowan, the only one still alive, I believe, that can take on Gina Leah. Gina Leah is trying desperately to hold on to that first place spot, and obviously has a lot of points still on the board, gets points for getting these predictions right, potentially, but also, still more points available for her sponsor, so that's worth noting. But Dandelion Ghost needs this win. Developer Rowan needs this win. One of them will move on, but who will it be? Who comes close to potentially taking down the top spot tonight? Dandelion Ghost has not won recently. Developer Rowan did win earlier this season and deferred cash to give us a bigger tournament. So, of course, still thankful to Developer Rowan for that. And, of course, do not expect that of you tonight. If you do end up taking the top slot, maybe you deserve some money finally for getting a win, if you do. Or maybe Gina Leah will win, or maybe Dandelion Ghost will win, or maybe somebody unexpected will win. You never know. And that's our 11 votes in, with Banjo's vote in favor of Ness. We have a large audience sway for Ness. Let's see if the audience is right, or if Developer Rowan's Soul and Prince Anime managed to eke out an extra point over the competition in this particular instance. Predictions are closed. And, oh, I almost skipped that battle. I do not want to skip the battle. We want to get started with the battle instead. Ness versus Incineroar. Incineroar pulled out his last match by the skin of his teeth. Can he do it again? Wrecking Crew is the stage. Seems like we see that in every single tournament these days. Alright, there's the PK Fire spam that we've come to expect. The side B spam, but Incineroar says, I can side B spam. You're not the only one. Oh, Incineroar thinking about going for a play to edge guard there. Prevent Ness from recovering. Not able to do so, though. Ness does manage to recover. There's the Pokeball that falls down up top as the stage starts coming down as well. And there's the Pokeball now on screen. Ness trying to edge guard here. Gotta be careful of the bombs. Ness gonna get the Pokeball. It is Snorlax. We never see Snorlax hit, and that will be no exception tonight. Snorlax will miss. Incineroar going for the grab is going to miss, taking a bit of damage from the bombs now. Ness using the PK Fire to ignite them from afar. Smart play. There's another Pokeball down below. Ness trying to grab it again. He's got it again. He's going to blow up, and Dedenne is going to make an appearance. Now Incineroar is going to have to stay away from Dedenne. 120%. Looking to use the PK Thunder offensively is Ness. At 140% is Incineroar. I don't know why I'm speaking like that. But Incineroar now at 150%. Ness needs one more hit to finish the job. A spike from Incineroar starting to do a lot of damage. The ups tilt from Incineroar also doing some damage. Incineroar's got Phosphora, so this is actually a lot of damage to Ness as well. Unless Ness can avoid it, Incineroar has Final Smash available to him, should he choose to use it. And Ness is gonna use the Final Smash first and take out Incineroar. Ness is in the corner of the screen. You can see how close he was to the blast zone, but manages to use the Final Smash first. Incineroar's gotta work back up to his Final Smash. Can he get the job done? But Incineroar's got Knuckles, and Incineroar finished the job. So Ness is back at 0%, as is Incineroar. We are tied as we can be, except for Incineroar has a slight edge with the Final Smash coming shortly. Pyukumuku for Ness, but will it be effective? A punch from Pyukumuku could do a lot. It's gonna give Incineroar the Final Smash, and he's gonna land it. Is this enough to take out Ness? 87, 92, 102. Ness is gone, and unfortunately, I do believe that is the end of Dandelion Ghost's journey for the night, but Developer Rowan looks to move on. Can Incineroar take the back-to-back? Let's find out. Incineroar with that win. Where does that put Developer Rowan? That puts Developer Rowan squarely in second place, only 2 points behind Gina Leah. And you know what that means. We will not be having a tiebreaker tonight, folks. No, we will not. Tonight, we are going to have one true winner. Will it be Gina Leah? Freshly back from a long hiatus from the Smash Tourney scene. As of last week, Gina Leah is back, looking to get that win. But Developer Rowan, no stranger to winning Smash Tourney. It all comes down to this. We got one match left to go, folks. And then we'll give out some prizes. So it really is Gina Leah and Developer Rowan looking for that second place, or first and second place split. Consolation prize in play for everybody else. Here we go. Predict 3 for Pokemon Trainer. Predict 16 for Incineroar. Can Incineroar do it? Can Incineroar get the back-to-back? Not sure. So far, not many people believing in Incineroar. Many people hoping for the success of Gina Leah, it seems. Okay, behind the 8 ball, gonna throw 1 vote for Incineroar. So we got a couple votes for Incineroar, 8 votes in, looking for 3 more, and then we'll get started with our last match of the night. Thank you all for sticking with me through the tournament today. They slayed Luigi. I got to support. Luigi did go down. Luigi did go down. All right, 9 votes in, waiting on 2 more. I believe it's Thermal P and Banjo. There we go. Banjo's vote is in. We got 1 more left. Thermal P, you gonna throw your vote in for our final matchup here? Or are you gonna send us on to figure out who wins between Gina Leah and Developer Rowan? Pokemon Trainer's caught all these bastards so far. What's 1 more? That's true. Pokemon Trainer here to prove her name. Incineroar not quite looking to be a trainee. Alright. With that, looks like Thermal Pollution's not going to throw his vote in, and that is completely okay. We got 10 votes. And we're going to close up the predictions for this one, unless Thermal P sneaks it in. And nope. So we're going to close predictions. And here we go, guys. Match number 15, our final matchup between these 2 heavy-hitting Pokemon is underway. Where are we headed? What will we see? Pokemon versus Pokemon action. Fire type versus fire type. And the Flare Blitz is going to start out for Charizard and do self-damage, and Incineroar is going to be able to fully block that one. Going for the grab, but is going to miss as well. Charizard says, all right, we're going to go for the type advantage here. Brings out Squirtle, but Incineroar's got the maybe weight class advantage in that particular matchup. Master Ball over on the side, so maybe we'll see a Pokemon be extra effective. Ivysaur thinking about it. Incineroar is not going to be able to grab it. Incineroar is going to grab the... Hey, he's got Keldeo from the Master Ball. This is a great way. Did not vote out of protest. Totally okay, Thermal P. Keldeo is gonna... Oh no, Keldeo doesn't even need to take out Incineroar. Ivysaur with the headbutt. It's gonna be enough to take out Incineroar's first stock. Gina Leah looking in great form at the moment. Another Pokeball for Incineroar. It's Meowth. Payday is gonna do some serious damage. Oh man, that is a lot of damage to Incineroar. You don't like to see that from a basic Meowth. There's the final smash available for Incineroar. He's gonna land it. Charizard in trouble. 79%, 84, 89, 94, 104, and Charizard is gone. Did not lose the final smash though. Their meter is very close. We could see a triple finish to close out the night, but you have to be careful with positioning. Incineroar could throw Squirtle out of the map. Squirtle, you gotta be careful. Triple finish is available. Ivysaur is out instead of Squirtle. Ivysaur is perfectly positioned to use the final smash, does not use it. It's ticking down, Charizard's in play, triple finish, and that is gonna get the job done. Incineroar is gone, and Gina Leah is going to get the win. Pokemon Trainer pulls out the win. Pink Charizard there to celebrate with May. And Pokemon Trainer gets that win. So congratulations to all involved. Gina Leah, what a performance. 11 of 15. and got the correct sponsor, 38 points. That's a great showing. One of the best showings we've had this season, actually, only eclipsed by our 13 for 15 performance from earlier in the season. But 11 of 15, very strong. Also worth noting, Dandelion Ghost went 10 for 14. Maybe could have been 11 for 15 had she made the second round prediction. So, Gina Leah, congratulations to you. How do I want to do this exactly? I'm going to send us over to, let's go to the game screen. And how do we want to do this? I have to figure out this flow a little bit better. But anyways, we'll see Pokemon Trainer celebratory ending screen here. Pokemon victory. Pokemon Trainer. And with that, Gina Leah got the win. Look at that prediction ratio there. Lots of green. Lots of green. You love to see it. Only a couple misses in the tournament, mostly in the first round, which is, of course, the hardest round. So congratulations, Gina Leah. Reach out to me on Discord. I will get you your $10 in whichever way you so choose. So congratulations to you. We'll probably return to the screen in a minute. But Gina Leah got the win. My life's first ever hyperfixation didn't let me down. Woo! You'll love to hear it. But, like I said, we're not done giving out money just yet. Guys, we're on to the raffle screen. Let me pull the volume down for just a little bit so that I can hear myself think. The way that this works is for every prediction that you made tonight, you'll see your name represented here that many times. If you've made all 15 predictions, you will see yourself here all 15 times. We are going to raffle one person to get the consolation prize. The only stipulation is that Gina Leah cannot win the consolation prize because she did win the grand prize tonight. So we will re-roll if Gina Leah is picked here. Otherwise, let's get on with this raffle. I should add sound effects to this. I should make it a little bit more lively. All right, Prince Anime with a number of things here. Oh, Gina Leah looking pretty good. Degaboo! No, it's Degaboo! Degaboo with the win. Congratulations, Degaboo. Almost claimed victory, but Pikachu let Degaboo down. And Degaboo, who could not even chat at the beginning of stream, manages to make his predictions count with the win there. So congratulations to Degaboo. I'll get you your $5 after the stream as well, sir. Congratulations to you as well. $5 richer to Degaboo. And here we go. Back at this game screen. I don't know why I do this. I gotta go to the actual post-game screen here. Gina Leah, congratulations to you. Degaboo, congratulations to you. And with that, guys, that's gonna wrap up our tournament tonight. I want to say thanks to all of you for tuning in. Also great to have some new people here. Obviously, Gina Leah, happy to have you around, and Banjo, also welcome into the community. Happy that you stuck around for all the games. Happy to have you here. Hope to see you in the future. Let me pull up my Twitch in case there's anybody live that's worth raiding. If anybody has a raid recommendation, I'm happy to hear you out. I know Heck Maybe is live. I know JRM is live. I don't know if there's anybody else that we want to send people towards. I'm all ears. I see Smash Tourney is also live. I might raid Smash Tourney. Oh yeah, Kufu is live. That's true, but we did raid them last week, so I might switch it up from Foof this time. Maybe we'll send us Heck Maybe if nobody's got a particular target in mind. All right, let's do it. Let's head over to Heck Maybe. Be nice, say hello, if you don't mind. Have a great week, everybody. And like I said, next week we're going to be back with a slightly different tournament scoring system. So especially if you don't feel like you've done particularly well as of recently in Smash Tourney, you might want to tune in next week, and maybe you can take advantage of your poor performance, or so I'll say. Anyways, have a great week. Thanks for tuning in, guys, and I will see you guys next week. Bye-bye.